your bitch, yeah, bitch. That Louis burgers never be the same.
Good afternoon. I'm sorry for coming back again. My name is Timothy Kagever. I'm the treasurer. I just want to make one announcement. We want to obtain the data for the lab coats. So if you have not yet filled, if you've not yet checked against your name in this list, I urge you to do so, please. I hope I'm clear.
Won't be the same. A Louis belt that never eats that pain. Won't eat that pain. But I'ma purchase when that day is jerking. Pull off at churches with Pirelli skirting. Gang signs out the window, yeah, bitch. Yeah, bitch. Hoping all of them offend you, yeah, bitch. Yeah, bitch. They say your hood is a pot of gold. And we go crash it when nobody's home. Take your points and tell me.
Your channels, select the AI function.
Good afternoon. Excuse for our finalists. You told me to call you finalists. Please sit mkiface mbele. Like, we are starting. And those sitting on the dining chairs, you can push those dining chairs back, then pick the more comfortable chairs with armrests. Nyinyi ndio wageni waheshimiwa. So just take your seat, dining seat uko nyuma kabisa, then you can take the good seats. Please take them at the back, msiziache anywhere hanging. The dining seats mzeke uko nyuma, then take the more comfortable seats, mkalie mkiface mbele.
Good afternoon everyone. Kesho ningoje mketi. Good afternoon. Hi. I hope you guys are having a fine Friday and the sun is out. You should be happy and feel at home. So my name is Jacqueline and I'm the vice chair for Jkuat Pharmacy Students Association. And I'm really glad to see you all here. I'm happy that you made it and I'm happy that God gave us the chance to host this event successfully. I hope you guys were satisfied with the food and so today we're going to just give you a brief, not a brief, it's not going to be brief. We'll just like give you an introduction to the what you expect about the course non-academic wise. So I really hope you guys enjoy and if you have any questions you just ask and feel free. And I'd like to acknowledge all the guests that have availed themselves today. Really thank you guys for being here. And yeah, we can now begin.
So hi guys. Hi. Amtaki salamu. Hi. So my name is Edwin Morethi Gadhima. I'll be the MC for today. And I want us to start with a word of prayer from Joshua and Zaitun. Zaitun, Joshua. Wapige makofi.
Hi, I'm Zaytun. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. آمين.
Hi, I'm Josh. So let's pray. Father who art in heaven, thank you for the day. Thank you for the food and for the event in general. And guide us as we begin and see us through. Amen.
Amen. So after acknowledging God's presence, now we can move on to the program of the day. And nimesikia mnataka kuwa addressed as finalists, si first years. Okay, so my finalists, do you know of something called AMR? Nani anajua AMR? Anyone? The guy seated next to Josh. Anajua AMR ni nini? Najua. Okay, naona Lennox ameinua mkono. Lennox, tuambie AMR ni nini? Yeah, antimicrobial resistance. Now, since we are in the month of October, there is always an AMR week, and kuna mtu nataka awaambie something about AMR. So wacha tumkaribishe huyo akuja tuambie, sawa? Ndio finalist mjue, since nimeona hamjui. So I'll welcome Kiambati to come and tell us. He's a representative from Jkuat. Jkuat is the club that is involved in research. He'll tell you more about it. So let's welcome him with a round of applause.
So my name is Kiambati, as you have heard. I am a medical student. I'm in the 4th year, and I am the chairperson for Jkuat. Jkuat in full is the Jomo Kenyatta Medical Research Club. So what we do in the club, I was not to speak on AMR fully, but I'll speak about it. But let me tell you now about the club and what we do. So Jkuat is the research club for our college, the College of Health Sciences, which now has the School of Pharmacy, School of Medicine, a School of Biomedical Sciences, School of Nursing. So it encompasses all these courses. One thing we'll appreciate as you get to study is the need for interprofessional education. We need to be able to work together as medical doctors, as pharmacists, as nurses. So one of the goals for the research club is to bring all of us together. And since in the medical field, once you begin your studies, you'll realize that the medical field hinges so much on research. So the goal for the club is to stimulate and have us do research as an undergraduate. For us as medical students, we're required to do a research from start to finish before we get our degree. I don't know about the School of Pharmacy, but I presume it's the same in the entire College of Health Sciences. So the club is to bring us together, to work together. And I know it seems like it's so big, but it's not so vast. One of the things we've done, I'll give you an example, is with Edwin, who is the VC, is the MC for now. We're working together in a research which is funded by the University of Washington, which is in partnership now between Jkuat and the University of Nairobi. So in such a forum, unfortunately, the forums don't just get to you through class. You will not get to such forums through classwork. It's co-curricular activities, as you've been told. So one thing with joining in the club is you're able to engage with all these different people. And so now in that research, you'll get to engage with us. You'll get to engage with nurses, pharmacists, others from different schools, and then you'll be able to grow in your research journey. So now on AMR, one thing you'll realize is antimicrobial resistance has been on the rise. And this year has seen so many developments in the field of antimicrobial resistance. I won't speak to the nitty gritties because then I'll bore you. But what I'd say is over this year, we've seen so many things. So recently, around 2 weeks ago, there was an UN high-level meeting on antimicrobial resistance because it's the next pandemic that you're going to face, because you realize that the drugs that we're using right now are actually stopping to work. They're not working, and we are getting to superbugs, which we're facing. And the trends that we're seeing, we'll see like in 2019, we had like 1.9 million deaths that were associated with AMR. So we needed to actually start fighting antimicrobial resistance. Now, for us as a club, our role is to bring you the best people to address all these topics. So in this year, we're having a conference. We usually have a conference every year. We are going to have a conference in the next 2 weeks. It's in October 17th to 18th. Now, for that conference, we have very, very big sponsors who will be coming in. And I'll speak to you as pharmacists and not as medical students. So one of our sponsors, our biggest sponsor actually, it's an international organization called the Global Antibiotics Research and Development Partnership, which is an international organization which is based in the United States, but the only office in Africa is based in South Africa. So one thing for you is these connections that the people we're bringing in you're at a better vantage point to actually access them than for us as medical students. Because if you look at what they do, is they speak and they work towards the development of antibiotics. So if you compare now pharmacists and medical students, and what you learn puts you at a better position to actually work with these people. So what we are calling onto pharmacists and to medical students and to all these students to just come and get to engage with these partners. We'll bring in we're fortunate enough to have the sub-Saharan lead, the one who's the director for GADP in the entire of Africa. She'll be flying in. She'll be here. We'll actually have the conference in this venue. So what I can say is GADP and all the other people that we're having come for the conference to address students specifically, best serve pharmacy students, because then they all address research and development in the line of antibiotics development. They're going to speak in the line of the antibiotic plan and how antibiotics get to start from start to finish. And one of the problems that we've been seeing is you will get to realize that before even a drug gets to the market, it takes more than 20 years to actually reach. And now we're getting to see that a drug that has just been released already has resistance. They'll speak to these problems and they'll speak to how they're going to help in this. So why I'm here today is not to tell you about AMR, because it's a big and broad topic, and how to approach it is vast, and that is the reason why we're having the conference. The conference is supposed to bring you guys knowledge and to bring partners on board and to speak into all these things. So just it's not just GADP, because GADP is one. We also have speakers from the International Center for Antimicrobial Resistance. They'll also be present talking to us about all this. And my call is to pharmacists to register and just come, and then we get to engage with all this. The conference will give us a position to actually speak and show what we've been doing. We have people who have already done research. So you won't just get to learn about AMR, and you'll get to see people who have carried out extensive research as students, as the same age as us, who have carried out research. And you'll get to see into how do we do research, how do we work towards research. And my call is for you guys to come, and not just the finalists, as I've heard you being called, but also the other years. You are very much welcome to get to engage. I'll say we'll have GADP, the International Center for Antimicrobial Resistance, will also be talking. We've just from a meeting with another international organization which is based in 4 countries in Africa. There's South Africa, there's Zimbabwe. Now they don't have an office in Kenya, and Ethiopia. And all this point to how big AMR is and how vast the knowledge is, and how they want to come to teach us and to show us how we can help. So my call is to actually come and see how actually research is done. And now we'll give the once you see for the first years, for the finalists, I know you might not have enough knowledge to actually grasp most of the things, but you come and see what other people have done. And then now as J.P.S.A, now it's our duty now to help you get to that point. We'll bring you now, as you can see, the tests and the researches that are being conducted with people outside the country who can be able to help now us into actually carry out these researches to fruition. And then we work towards getting publications, because that is a metric and to which as healthcare professions will be based on. So we work towards getting publications and doing research. So that is majorly what I was going to talk to you about. In the conference, we'll be speaking on a different level about AMR. We'll be speaking about how does it develop. We'll be speaking about things like neonatal sepsis, adult sepsis, and how much AMR is affecting our job. And this is the next big thing. I was looking at the data from WHO, and it was showing that in 2050, this AMR that we're talking about today is going to be the next big pandemic. And this serves as an opportunity for us to better position ourselves, at where we can actually get the best out of it, where we can be able to work towards development of new drugs, works toward how we can mitigate it, work toward researching it, and then from there we can work together in developing all this. So that is what I was going to speak about. You can talk to Ed. He is our liaison for the conference, and he'll give you all the details that you require to come join us. So thank you. Thank you so much for giving me this time.
Sikuwe wachoyo na makofi, pigeni makofi. Yeah, so personally, Kiambati, I'm sold. I'm coming for the conference. Nyinyi, has he spoken to your hearts? Eh? Can I get by show of hands ni wangapi wataenda? Finalists. Kiambati will make sure you bring the numbers, but thank you. But you haven't told them about the registration. Okay, you nitawaambia baadaye. So, I want us spend hii mood yenye tuko, tunakaa very, kama ni Friday afternoon. Yes. So, let me invite Jackie atu games master wetu, atufanyishe some activity, then we can continue. Sawa? Na mchangamke guys, mmekula. Kwa nini mnakaa ni kama hamjakula? Thank you, Jackie.
Saseni, habari zenyu tena. Akip Siboeke guys. I know like in your prime same mngekuwa mnalala kem class after lunch ya mchele beans, but see, we had enough sleep. We didn't wake up at 4 a.m. We had enough sleep, so right now I'm actually sleepy. I don't know why I'm sleepy, but we shouldn't be sleepy right now. So I'm looking for a Timothy. I'm looking for a fun activity to do, and I'm actually asking ChatGPT. Okay, I'm thinking we can do two people to come in front, and if you feel like you have the capacity to just come without me telling you which activity you're going to do. Anyone? Msinionyeshe dust, guys. Sina mask ya ku anti dust. Anyone? Okay, so I'll start. So the activities are, I tell you two truths about me and one lie, and you say which one is a lie. You guys have to find out which one is a lie. And then when you have to find out the one that is a lie, takupigia makofi, guys. Sina hiyo mia ya kuwapea. Okay, so two truths. Number one, I'm in 4th year. Number two, I'm 5'2". Number three, I am married. Which one is a lie? Someone? So anyone?
You are not in for the year. You have a soup.
You think I'm not in for the year because I have a supplementary, but I serve a living God. Sindio? Anyone else who wants to know which one? Yeah, that one is the one that's a lie. I'm not married. Yeah. I'm also not, okay, lied twice. I'm actually not even 5 foot. I'm 4'10". Okay, someone else to come and tell us two truths about themselves and one lie, and then we find out which one is a lie. Timothy.
Number one, I'm shy. Number two, I'm from Venezuela. And number three, I'm in 5th year.
He has lied all of them. Guys. But you guys choose which one is the lie. You may think he has lied all of them. Which one do you think is a lie? He said number one, he's shy. Number two, he's from Venezuela. Number three, he's in 5th year. So which one is a lie? Venezuela is obviously a lie. Like, he's not brown. Ama watu wa Venezuela wanakwanga. Like, Latin hivi. He's not, as you can see. What do you think he's in each year? Someone to take a wild guess. 1st year. They've said 1st year. I need a 1st year to tell me which year he's in. Shani choose run. Aki Stefan na John takuone.
He's not from Venezuela.
Yeah, which year is he in?
2nd year.
Yes. No, he's in 3rd year. He's just finished 2nd year. So you are just close. Okay, I don't know which activity we can do. What do you guys want us to do? Ama, we can do a little bit of dancing. Sindio? Chaneke some song. Chaneke anguka nayo. I see who knows how to anguka the most. So, who thinks wanaweza anguka nayo more than me? Someone. Felix, nimesikia ni wewe unaitwa. Just come. Kuja tu. Hey, there are two of them there who think they are better than me. So they've all left me. That means I'm the winner because everyone else was shy. Thank you. I know, guys. I'm the best. Thank you. So I think that's all for now. I think we've had a good breather.
Thank you so much Jacqueline for the breather. At least saizi mchangamke bwana, mwache kukaa hivyo daldal, sawa? So I want to welcome the second. So apparently we have two finalist groups. Kuna nyinyi na sasa kuna the finalists, sawa? So let me welcome the finalists. Mercy, where is Mercy? Yeah, here she is. Mpigeni makofi akikuja, please.
Hi. Hi, you guys. Have you eaten lunch? I didn't know Rolex. Hi, guys. Yeah, please have psych. So, my name is Mercy. I was, okay, I'm not that old. I was here cleared in July this year, but I joined Jkuat in 2018 September. So you can see I'm not that old. Yeah, it's been 6 years. So okay, I was requested to speak, and I don't know what to tell you guys, but okay, I'll just tell you what I've learned throughout the journey because you guys are about to begin. So it started. We actually had the same meeting, and I remember that time. I don't know where is Dr. Mike. Dr. Mike came and he was orienting us, and he told us, whether you guys, this course is very hard, but you guys can manage. Like whatever faith you has brought you here, like just hold on to it, and then it will take you far. So it's still the same thing. I'll tell you guys. Yes, maybe some of you have Googled pharmacy is one of the hardest courses in Kenya and blah blah blah. But if other people have managed to accomplish and become doctors, you guys can also manage. So another thing is always be positive. In third year, someone came, she told us, hey, you can't finish this school without getting a supplementary, without going, without repeating, sijui nini. But I told myself I won't, like, I'll just have a positive mind because it's not a must everyone to fail. Like you're your own person. So yeah, you can start and finish without even getting a supplementary or even like kurudi nyuma, getting a retake. Another thing is always be disciplined. I won't tell you like you always read 24/7. You're human beings. So when it's time to read. When it's time to relax. When it's time to have fun. But don't like, just balance. You can balance, and yeah, because huku nje you need to make friends, you need to enjoy yourself. But sasa time ya kusoma, please msome and you attend classes. Yeah, and all will be well. Okay, don't have much to say. Oh, and I was the class rep for the season. So okay, I'm also shy. So, so Yeah, so I'll just invite. I came along with my colleagues. I'll just invite them to say hi. Lynn and Diana. Clap for them as they come. So you guys enjoy yourself and all the best even as you start your journey, and all is well and it's possible. Yeah. All the best, guys.
Hi, I'm Diana, Millennium. I was Mercy's classmate, and she has told you we finished like 3 months ago, so we're not very old outside here. Yeah. We joined in 2018, so that tells you that you'll be in farm school for quite some time, but it will be an interesting journey. I'm happy to see some of the people that mentored us when you are joining first year, the likes of Dr. Mike. And I think you'll be told most of the things. Yeah, so I will just tell you one thing that helped me a lot while I was still a student here. That is create networks. You see the people who've come to talk to you. Ensure you know at least one person to mentor you and to help you to know more about pharmacy. So engage in the professional associations and groups. I'm sure you'll be told most of them. There is J.P.S.A that you are in. Yes, that's the first association I joined. So if you have not registered, ensure that you register. And I had the privilege of becoming a chairperson when I was still in first year. So you can be one or even in second year. So be engaged. Take chance. Make use of the opportunities that you get. A good one is this one. And the journey will be good. Yeah? And never take life very seriously. Ensure that you are an all-rounded student and you'll make it. Thank you.
Hello. Good afternoon. My name is Lynn, soon to be Dr. Lynn. I'm Mercy's and Millennium's classmates, former classmates. I once served as the J.P.S.A vice chair, and I was once seated where you are. And one thing I can remember is Dr. Mike was the one who came to talk to us. And I remember one thing he told us was, if you want to finish this course successfully, you have to believe in a higher power. You have to believe in God. And I can say that throughout the journey, his words came true, because pharmacy is a good course. We have nice lecturers, but it gets tough. And one thing I can tell you that helped me was my group of friends. So one thing that was unique about us, we used to live at home. Hatukuwa tunaishi Juja. So we used to agree, tunakuja asubuhi, we come in the morning, we discuss, we go to the library, we switch off our phones, tuna study hadi tukamaliza. And that's how most of us finished, despite the odds, despite having to come from home every day. So in case there's anyone mwenye anaishi home and I feel like I can't manage, I am a living testimony. Yeah, and also make sure that you're disciplined. Avoid getting supplementaries, but even if you do, it is manageable. That's all. Thank you.
Yeah, so thank you, Lynn. I hope you guys are picking up some nuggets of advice. Mesikia kosi rahisi ni ngumu, by the way, but it's up to the determination that you have that will ensure umefika the finish line. So I want to acknowledge our dean. He's here with us. Tumpige makofi. Yeah, and he will be talking to us in a few. So right now, I just want to welcome one of our older brothers. He's called Michael Shalom Daktari. So kuja utuambie kitu. Makofi, makofi.
Hello, guys. I was not expecting to speak. To start with, I'm Michael Shalom or Diambo. I have several mentors on this side. My dean, Dr. Obi, and that one. I was just sharing with him my first encounter. I don't know when are the elections supposed to happen? This month. So when I started, he's laughing. It was in September that the J.P.S.A elections were going to happen, and then my mentors advised me to step down kidogo. Alafu mimi na kichwa ngumu nikaingia. Naenda napatana na wao ndio wana receive hizo letters. The other bit is just history. But I'm glad to be back here for the subsequent or the second bit of this event. I stood here for the inaugural ceremony, and I was so glad to speak to a team that currently they are in their second year. One thing I will still maintain is create meaningful friendships and enjoy your life as a pharmacy student, because hey, si ati ukimaliza ndio sasa utakuwa una enjoy. Just enjoy it now. Enjoy the journey. Mambo mingi usiogope supu. Supu utakula, utasonga. Sindio? People eat. I ate one. But then it is part of life. Yeah, so enjoy your journey. And just as someone said, find a team or someone who can mentor you into this journey. Like me, I had Dr. Mike at that time, Dr. Amos, Dr. David Odiambo. Obi was there. I had many people, and I was sticking by their side. They were far much ahead of me, but I was just there. So if you see someone who is ahead of you, even in 5th year, 4th year, just be friends with them. It doesn't mean that they are ahead of you. There's something they can get from you. There's a lot you can get from them. Just don't be shy to do. So currently, am I practicing? I'm working somewhere. And okay. And I'm a businessman. I know most of you, if not all of you, are using some of my products. I make some lab coats and some name tags. Very good ones. So I'm sure most of you here have used R in possession of those. And I'm so glad to be serving you people. I also do medical equipment and everything. So while studying, I would encourage you people to explore different spaces. Don't just sink your head into studying. It is not all about books. They told me that. And unakumbuka ile hoteli yenyu? Mike, iyo. Kama uko first year, we anza hoteli. Chapo madondo, tutakula. Otherwise, thank you very much.
Let's clap better. Yeah, so I liked what he said about have fun while in pharmacy, because yeah, the journey is rough, but it's all the moments you create as you go along is what matters. Because even the mzungu say, work without play makes Jack a dull boy. So yes, have fun, explore life, don't fixate yourself to books. So let's go to the older siblings, and I just want to call one of them, then he will bring the rest. These are our alumni, and I will call Dr. Michael Obiero. Makofi.
Hi guys, my name is Michael, former student at Jkuat Pharmacy School. Um, so last week I was presented with a letter by one of you as, is it Shimuli, right? Yeah. So and I was wondering like, hey, what am I going to tell these guys? Um, there's a lot of reality that I'm dealing with currently. I just finished last year, so I'm not that old, but I hope that this will be a message to all of you and that it will be beneficial for the 5, 6, 7 years that most of you will be here. So I'll start my speech. Before starting, I'm the public relations officer of the PSK or IPG group. Basically, it's like the J.P.S.A. Who knows about J.P.S.A? The students, the new year students. So basically, it's a student body. It's a pharmacy student body that represents the pharmacy students nationally. So the young pharmacist group represents the young pharmacists. So basically, I think it's from roughly age 28 to 38, roughly. So I'll start my speech. Now, before I dive in, I have a confession to make. You see, technology has become so ingrained in everything we do that I may have had a little help with this speech. Yep, this entire thing was written by ChatGPT. So if it's a little too perfect, don't blame me, blame the AI. But in all seriousness, tech is becoming such a useful tool that we rely on for everything, from research to patient care to even speech writing. But I'm kidding, it wasn't written by ChatGPT. um, uh, Thank you to the person who invited me. So that was Rolex. And good afternoon to the beginning class of Pharmacy 2024. You can clap for yourselves. So it is such an honor to be with you here on this truly happy occasion. Today is the day you joined the Jkuat Pharmacy School officially. A huge congratulations to each of you. I know you are proud to be here as freshmen. You have given us a lot to celebrate and also a lot to admire. You have arrived on this campus already accomplished, in ambitious young people, and during your time here, you can prove how adaptable you are and what powerful advocates you are for the causes you believe in. Jkuat is a demanding university, and your time here, especially in pharmacy school, can be made even more challenging. There is no question you are joining into a different world than the one you matriculated into, but we will also leave this campus prepared to be the leaders that we all need. And today marks an important milestone in that journey. Shortly after I sit down, you'll be invited to rise. If you are able, you'll hear that call as a Jkuat pharmacy student. You'll answer to that call as a Jkuat freshman, pharma student, and with that, a major transition in your life will begin. I've been thinking a lot lately about transitions. Actually, this was last week when I was given the letter. So I thought about the spiritual leader. There is a spiritual leader known as Ram Dass. So he had a wonderful teaching about two waves traveling through the ocean, one big and one small. And as the waves get closer to the land, the big wave sees what's about to happen. They see all the waves ahead of them are just crashing onto the shore. And devastated, the big wave says to the small wave, he warns them, the end is near. And the small wave just smiles and says, don't worry, you'll be fine. You don't understand. The big wave insists, we are done for. And the smaller wave is just totally calm and says, no, we are not. And I can explain why in just 6 words. You are not a wave, you are water. And I love that story. So it captures what it's like to experience an enormous transition without losing the core of who you are. I'm turning 28 years this year, and you don't get to be my age currently without navigating all kinds of transitions. Some you embraced and some you never expected. Some you hoped for and some you fought as hard as you could. For me, those included starting out in pharmacy school, a school that gave me the foundation to understand healthcare and what it takes to be part of this industry. University was a time of sleepless nights before exams, late night study sessions in the library, and of course, balancing coursework with social life. It was also a place where I built friendships that I thought would last forever, including with one of my very close friends, whom I tragically lost to cancer. That loss hit me hard. It was one of those moments that stops you in tracks and makes you rethink everything. I also fell in love during that time, which was a whirlwind of joy and challenges all on its own. And more recently, I've made a major career shift as young as I am, moving from the traditional pharmacy practice. So basically, that is working in a community pharmacy or a hospital or basic industry. So the drug production, generic drug production, into the world of marketing, digital health, and healthcare advocacy. In each case, there is a moment that I feel like that big wave terrifies that life, as I know it is about to be over. But I always make it to the next day, and so will you. And I've learned that the next day is when the real work begins, because what we do the next day is what makes us who we are. So in addition to honoring all of your accomplishments today, I also want to offer you something to think about when you wake up tomorrow. 3 lessons I've learned from my own experience with transitions. So the first piece of advice is to enter those moments with radical open-heartedness. Most of the time we walk around through life in the thicket of our everyday routine, but during a transition, we step out of our familiar surroundings into a big, wide open space where everything is new. And there are 2 ways to encounter these spaces. You can keep your head down and focus on finding the shortest distance possible from one familiar thing to the next. Or you can find the courage to linger in that liminal space and see what it has to tell you. That to me is practicing open-heartedness. I have to admit, as a young person, I managed transitions in the first way. I had a list of goals I wanted to accomplish, and as soon as I checked on off the list, I raced across the clearing to the next one. Because frankly, it was a lot scary that way. But as I've gotten older, I've learned the value of embracing uncertainty. I'll give you an example of what this has looked like in my life. When I entered pharmacy school, it was completely unfamiliar terrain. I didn't have much experience beyond the classroom and was suddenly faced with the realities of balancing theoretical knowledge with practical application. I had a lot to learn, and I knew I would need to pay attention. At first, I thought my career path was going to solely focus on clinical pharmacy. But as I went through school and engaged with my peers and some of my lecturers, I began to see how vast the field was. I got involved in advocacy and marketing initiatives for pharma, worked with different stakeholders, and even helped organize events to create awareness around non-clinical careers for pharmacists. Those engagements took me in a new direction. For example, when I was in 3rd year, I got involved in working in a project to support teenage mothers in Narok County to advocate for gender-responsive policies. I realized how much my ability to help people extend beyond just dispensing medicines. I learned that society benefits when you address healthcare from all angles, whether through technology, policy, or education. These realizations led me to work in currently pharma marketing, content creation, and even filmmaking, where I've used storytelling to shed light on healthcare challenges. I look back on those moments with gratitude because they shifted the way I see my role in healthcare. Each unexpected turn helped me to a broader understanding of how I could contribute, not just in Kenya, but globally. And that's what brought me to where I am today, an entrepreneur, a marketer, an advocate, and a filmmaker. Now I know you're joining Farm School today with big plans for yourselves. Some of you might want to become top clinical pharmacists, business leaders, or innovators in healthcare. Those bold plans are wonderful and the world needs you. But my advice is to leave some room for those plans to change. Resist the idea that your time here at Jkuat has already locked you into one path or any one kind of career. Be excited about the possibilities you haven't even imagined yet. Be willing to let what you learn along the way shift your thinking about your purpose Once the wave learns to call itself by a different name, once it realizes it's not just a wave but also water, it becomes free to take on new forms. And the same is true for you. That brings me to my second piece of advice, and it's quite simple. Find your small wave in the story about the waves. The smaller wave is the hero because it helps the big wave see things in another way. In fact, the small wave isn't small at all. It has the perspective on the big wave that the big wave doesn't have on itself. Freshmen, no matter who you are or where you are in life, having a small wave is an incredibly valuable thing. Different people will play that role for you at different times in life. During my early days, whether it was in pharmacy school or currently in my career, I have mentors and friends who are like small waves, guiding me when I can't see things clearly. In pharmacy school, I remember feeling overwhelmed, sometimes unsure about whether I was heading in the right direction or if I was cut out for this field. I met people who encouraged me, and one of them is here, Dr. Mike, who had just a little more experience and could help me understand how to balance the pressure and stay true to myself. They gave me valuable advice on navigating both academic and personal challenges without losing my sense of identity. I can promise you that right here in this campus, even right here in the audience, there's someone who will play that small wave role for you. Someone who can help you see yourself as the person you want to become. And just as important, there's someone here who needs you to serve that role for them in return. So be open to learning from others and offering your perspective too. And that leads me to my final piece of advice today. Build a web of deserved trust. Pharmacy is a profession where either patients in drug discovery, drug research, to the patient, the profession relies solely on trust. As much as there's a lot of quality assurance and control that goes into it, it's a profession that mtu akikuja kukuambia ama akikuja kukuuliza naumwa na macho nipei dawa, ukimpea Panadol ataamini ni ukweli. So this beautiful phrase comes from the legendary businessman Charlie Munger, who once said that the highest form of civilization we can reach is a seamless web of deserved trust, a system where totally reliable people correctly trust each other. What a powerful thing to aspire to, not just as individuals, but as a community. We aren't always conditioned to feel responsibility for the person standing next to us or for those on the other side of the debate. But the truth is, we need each other. There will be moments when you need someone to carry you, and other times when someone else will need you to carry them. During my time in university, I experienced this firsthand. When I lost a close friend to cancer, my community carried me through that grief. And when I faced other personal challenges, that web of support became even stronger. It reminded me that this bond, this connection, is something bigger than any one of us. It's about building a society where we trust each other, where we uplift each other, and where we never stop striving for progress. As freshmen, you are entering a world that is still imperfect, still falling short of that ideal. But the community you build here will be one of those powerful tools you have to shape the future. Together, you can start making the broken things whole again. So, as you begin your journey, I encourage you to carry forward the wisdom of those who came before you and to be open-hearted as you weave your own web of trust. When you wake up tomorrow, you'll no longer just be the person you are today and not yet the person you'll become. I hope you'll find the courage and confidence in knowing that you, like water, are the force that shapes the shore. What a powerful force you are. Thank you. So next, I've been told I'm now the MC. I'll be taking this chance to welcome one of my senior colleagues. His name is Dr. Michael Odhiambo. I don't know if it will be rightful for me to introduce him.
Yeah, Dr. Michael Nyango was once where you are right now. And he graduated in 2019, that is class of 2019. Currently, he works as a regulatory affairs manager at AxMed. He's also a board member of Kenya Association of Pharmaceutical Industries, and he's also a businessman at Suna Pharmaceuticals. So we can clap for him as he comes.
Thank you. Hello. How are you? Okay, you guys don't have the energy. You're still very young. You should be very energetic. The guys on this side. Hello. Hey. Okay. Ni alumni wako na psych huko nyuma. Okay. Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. Okay, my name is Michael Onyango. I joined Jkuat in 2013 and graduated in 2019. And it is a pleasure to be before you, and also a pleasure to be with my dean here. And I think we were one of the classes that really gave him a headache, but yeah, but it was fine while we were here. I think I served as the second Secretary General for J.P.S.A, if I'm not wrong. Yeah, organizing sec for J.P.S.A. And I became the organizing sec while I was in first year. So we were very political immediately we joined school. Like him as well, he was very political. It was so funny, we all sat here as Michaels. Yeah, so I think that name has something. Yeah. So what I'd like to say to you today, I know Mike has given a long speech and he's sort of said everything that I would have loved to say. But I'll sort of pick a few things from that and also share some of my own. Farm school is very interesting. It is one of those courses that I didn't know I learned in. I loved chemistry back in high school, and I also wanted to do something medical. And so one day a friend of mine took me to Nairobi University and he was doing analytical chemistry. And you see those people in the village who you look up to, they've gone to university. In the region, in my village where I was coming from, almost everybody was becoming a teacher. Very few were coming to university to do other technical and scientific courses. So this guy came to Nairobi and he was doing something called analytical chemistry. And I was like, okay, that is what I want to do. So I went to UON, he took me through the campus and I said, okay, I like to do this thing. Then somebody else told me, oh, there's biochemistry as a course as well. And everybody was selling their course to me. Then finally somebody told me there's another course called pharmacy. And that relates to the medical space. And I said, okay, that sounds very interesting. There's chemistry in it and it's medical. And I wanted to do a medical course for personal reasons, because there are certain things in the family that I needed to understand why they were happening. And so there was a friend of mine who was also in Jkuat and told me, okay, let's take a trip to Jkuat. And then when we came to Jkuat, Jkuat was offering pharmacy. And then we walked into the College of Health Sciences and inquired about pharmacy. Then there was an auntie of mine who was working here as an admin. Okay, and she told me, you're not going to any other university but Jkuat. And so when the time for university applications came, I did apply to Jkuat, and that is how I ended up here. Our farm school was fun, a lot of fun. And by saying fun, I'm being sarcastic. Okay, so class wasn't fun. Outside the class was fun. Okay, and the guys behind here who we were with here, Kina Hezron, Kina Amo, and outside class, I was very vibrant. Okay, I was everywhere in university politics, in university activities, games, in J.P.S.A, and I know the current leadership. I know sometimes our department, the dean is not here, I can say. So I know sometimes the department is not as supportive, and we used to fight a lot with them, but we gave them the headache. I know there's one lecturer till today still calls me J.P.S.A. He's never known my name till the day I graduated. You'll meet somebody called Dr. Wafula. We meet even outside here, and he'll still call me J.P.S.A. Okay? So that shows how much this organization was to us. So before I go to this organization, let me just talk about farm school. And you said you guys, you want to be called finalists. Now, getting to that stage is not easy. Getting to the stage where you're now a finalist and you're finishing the school, it's not easy. But that is the spirit. If you're already calling yourself a finalist right now, that is the spirit. Because we must all get to the other end. We must all finish the course. Now, the course is not easy. That you'll come to know. I can't lie here, stand here and tell you that course is easy. Okay? The guy spoke before me said, soup unapata na maisha inasonga. Some of us got them, okay? But it doesn't mean that is the end of life. But one thing I'll tell you, patia pharmacy heshima yake. I used to say that. Every time, as much as I was doing other things, I used to say, patia pharmacy heshima yake. Now, it is good, very good to be all-rounded. Because when you come to university, you're not just coming to do your course. And you're not just, it's not like high school where you guys are learning one thing, okay, the same thing, and you're competing against each other. Right now, here, you're not competing against each other. Simlishapata aim kafika university. It's not a competition against each other anymore. Okay? Right here now, the competition against life starts. And how do you win the competition in life? First of all is the networks that you build while you're here. You will be interacting with students from other colleges as well. You need to learn a thing or two from that. What are they doing? The guys in IT. There are certain soft skills that you will not be trained in farm school, but there are few IT skills that you can learn from people who are doing IT out here in campus. Okay, so have friends, first of all, in your cohort, in your class. Make sure you interact with everybody in class. If there's one person who did that very well, was Amo. Amo is, I know he'll talk at some point. But there's something I used to admire from him, how he interacted freely with people within pharmacy school and people outside pharmacy school. And so when I picked that and interacted with people within my class and outside my class, right now I'll say those are the networks that have really worked out for me out here, even post-school. Now, when you're taking the course, first year, second year, we call them the pre-clinicals. Those set a foundation for you. Then third year moving forward are the clinicals. I know the syllabus is changing and maybe it has changed, different from what we did, but I think most of the things still remain the same. So focus on your studies. I use the word patia pharmacy heshima yake so often because you have to create time for your coursework. It's not a light coursework. So you have to create time for it. I've talked about networking. It starts with your classmates. One thing I learned about pharmacy, you can't read that thing on your own. You can't be alone and sort of make it. You must have somebody you can compare notes with. Somebody, if you don't understand something, somebody has understood it better. You have to know how to reach out to people. And don't fear asking for help. I was one person who was very good at that. If I didn't understand something, I knew. You'll always identify who's the chopi kwa hii, who's the chopi pale. Don't struggle on your own. Reach out to a friend and tell them, and be very vulnerable and tell them, you know what? This topic, man, I'm not getting it. Okay? I remember first year, was it first year or second year, when we were doing physical chemistry. And physical chemistry, I remember the first cut. I think we were being taught by somebody called Professor Okong. The first cut, the highest person had a 10 out of 30. Now, that was the highest. Some of us were very proud with a 3 out of 30. And that was the first cut. There was the second one to come and then a final exam to come. So the first cut nimepata 3, mzuri out of 30. Na kuna beshte yangu alikuwa amepata 6 out of 30. I could not sleep. Akaniambia mimi naharibu fi. Sisomi. Kini yeye pia amepata 6 out of 30. But what did I do after that? I knew, okay, this unit kinaenda kuniram. I was not getting it. Physical chemistry ilikuwa imekata. So I reached out to a friend. This guy who got 10 out of 30 because he was the highest. Somehow he understood something. And we came together. He had a 10. Then there was now my friend who got a 6. Then another one who got a 5. And we said, okay, now this thing, we have to crack it. And that's how a mini discussion group started. And that discussion group carried us all the way to 5th year. So that means do not fear to ask for help. Know where your strengths lie. Know which units are your weaknesses and find a way of working on those weaknesses. And discussions group help. So try and be in one. You cannot be discussing every day. But whenever you guys find something challenging, find a group of friends who you can come together, bring your minds together and see if you can crack it. And that is in the first year, second year. You'll meet kina physical chemistry, kina analytical chemistry, biochemistry. And then you get to the clinicals and you meet our dean here with pharmaceutical chemistry. Okay? That becomes another one on that other end. So as you start, build a foundation for yourself. The foundation you build in first and second year will carry you along the way to 5th year. So now that is on masomo. You see, I had to give the respect. I had to give that session the respect it deserves, because it does. If you don't give it that, then pharma school might show you the other side of it, which might really frustrate your life. But if you're diligent enough, if you give it heshima yake, you might just sail through it. Now, I want to talk about this association you see here. Some of us owe it all to this. And I'll give a life story. And where I am now, it's thanks to J.P.S.A. I remember when we joined at a time when J.P.S.A. was just being formed. And there was a class in, I think that time they were in third year. Yes. There was a class in third year. That was the first pharmacy class, Jkuat. So at that time they were in third year and we had just joined as first years. And they were coming together and they decided to form J.P.S.A. And you see, then there was no election. So they were the third years. So they formed a committee among themselves. They said, okay, you are the chair, you are the secretary general, you are the treasurer and all. So they formed the association. Then now when we were joining, it was time for an election. And then they came to us and told us, okay, so first years will have to vote, second years, and then third years. And then they said these are the open positions. So anybody can apply for those open positions from first year to third year then. And I said, okay, we are doing this. So I remember in my class, the first year, I think we were a very vibrant group. So I decided to go for organizing secretary. Another person decided to go for, I think it was secretary or something. It was another role. So we were two of us, another friend of mine called David. So he also decided to go for a role. I can't remember the other person, but the two of us, I remember. And then now you were to build your campaign team. And then we go and campaign across the three classes. And I remember it became so heated. At some point we sat in a room and now a decision had to be made because first years now became too hot for the third years to handle. And I remember we made the third year then. So now there was a, before the elections, there was a sports day for farm school. And I remember we contributed the highest as first years then. But then when it got to the eating part, the third years ate, and I think the first years missed. And now that was the point of departure. So we said, okay, we contributed the most, but we didn't get a good service out of this. So first years immediately became a strong opposition. And so I remember we sat on a table and now we had to bury the hatchet. And I remember us really pushing the chair then, called, she's now Dr. Patricia, until she cried. And then we said, now we are powerful. So after that, an election was held. And then I became the organizing secretary for J.P.S.A. So that was first year. Now I'm secretary general. And I was just being political. After I got the role, I didn't know, okay, now what am I supposed to do? Because I really wanted this thing, but okay, it was just the excitement of politics. But later I sat down and realized, okay, as students, one thing we realized is we were going through different challenges and we really wanted something to bring us together. Something to help us talk schoolwork, but also something to help us interact out of the normal schoolwork. And that is how now J.P.S.A. came up with so many activities. There were those that were to help us in our schooling. And I remember back in the day, we would invite alumni who were practicing in different sectors to just come and tell us what is it they're doing out there. So that as we study, we are able to relate our studies with what is happening out there. And I know so far, so many of us have gone out there and are in different fields. And I know we will be coming to the dean with a strong alumni proposal on how to help the farm school as well and also support you guys as you go through your schooling. So I became the second J.P.S.A. Then later, there was another one called J.P.S.A. So again, J.P.S.A, we formed J.P.S.A while we were still in J.P.S.A. So we realized, okay, there are so many farm schools across Kenya, and there's no organization bringing them together. And back then, it was UN who were the boys. Okay, any decisions were made by the guys at UN, and we said no, because we are also doing the same course. We also have to be hard on the table. And I remember us fighting with the guys at UN, and at that time they started calling us. We teamed up with KU. When we teamed up with KU, we became a very strong association, or a very strong group, and then we went against UN. And then UN at that time, they were calling us Thika Road Group of Schools. Yeah, but we became stronger because of that. I think that brought us more together, and we decided that the pharmacy space is going to be a united space. And so we made J.P.S.A quite vibrant. And I remember in those days, Jkuat was a voice to reckon with in the J.P.S.A spaces. And I think even still today, even in the professional world, I know the Jkuat alumni are shaking tables out there. We are doing well. Dean, we are doing well. Yeah. So after forming J.P.S.A again, later, the agitation continued within some groups of people, and that is where Young Pharmacists Group was born again. But what I really wanted to tell you with this organization is the way I found my first job. We were volunteering at a P.S.K event. P.S.K is here. Dr. Hezron is here. And we started volunteering with Dr. Hezron. Dr. Hezron is now the communications lead at P.S.K. And I saw this guy working with the camera. Hez used to do that. Okay? He just had a gift in photography, and Obi was there as well. And these guys just started doing photography, and we were volunteering at those events to usher, okay, to operate things like this, to welcome people into the conference, okay. And while we were doing that, because we were still students then, and I know there are days, today I'll say it because we finished school, we will disappear from classes, but tumeenda conference ya P.S.K ya 1 week. And yeah, so we used to organize our attendance was being signed, but we just disappeared for a week. Yeah. So, but we were going to do those activities because we really wanted to interact with the pharmacists who are doing amazing stuff out there. And I remember in my 5th year, again, while volunteering at that event, I asked somebody, because they were coming up with this company, it was still a very new company, and then I just asked them, what is it that you're doing? And I'm here finishing my school. I really don't know where I want to go, but whatever you guys are doing sound very interesting. Can I just come and volunteer? And that is how my professional journey started. I got a gig there just before I even graduated, I think, before I did even my level 1 board exams. So what I'm trying to say with all that story is being part of such associations are very important. They help you in so many ways. They help you build your capacity outside class. They make you build good networks outside class. And those networks really can change your life in one way or the other. And also it helps you go through farm school. because through activities or J.P.S.A activities, you're able to at least decongest. Okay? So after some time, there's a sports day. You go and meet with people from year 1 to year 5. They're able to tell you one or two things. But in the process, you're also able to just let go of schoolwork for a moment and just have fun with people in your space. And you're able to share a lot together. Anyway, I can talk and talk and talk. But as you join farm school, what I want to tell you, you made a good choice. I don't regret taking pharmacy. I know the field is challenging out here, but as much as it is challenging, there are opportunities. And those opportunities are for us to grab. And that time will come when you go to the job market. And I hope we will be there to guide you. And if we plan well as an alumni association, we will be coming here every semester and we share, okay? So that at least that keeps you motivated along the way. But for now, you are in farm school. Focus on farm school, okay? Do your best in this space first. And when you cross over, as my Piero said on transitions, when the time to transition comes, I hope we'll have provided enough information to help you transition. But till then, focus on farm school. Give it your best. Do not be distracted with so many stuff. Campus comes with a lot of distraction, by the way. There's a lot of distractions around you. But you need to know where your true north lies and try and focus on that. So I'd like to end it there and give it back to you. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Michael. Wasn't that encouraging? It was. Yeah, this is someone who has told you his journey from first year to when he finished, and is also continuing to do well outside there. So the next speaker is Dr. Veronica Njambi. Okay, before I call the next speaker, I'll just emphasize on what Dr. Mike has said. What he said about networking. It's very important. Yeah, and currently my employer is someone I met here when I was in first year, and that was because of J.P.S.A when we were planning for the first World Pharmacy Day. He also talked about J.P.S.A. Do you guys know what J.P.S.A is? What does J.P.S.A stand for? Anyone? Okay, apart from the alumni, any first year who knows what J.P.S.A stands for? Yes? Yes, it's Kenya Pharmacy Students Association. So J.P.S.A is under J.P.S.A. There are 9 universities in Kenya that offer pharmacy, and the umbrella that covers all those schools is J.P.S.A. So by being part of J.P.S.A, you're also part of J.P.S.A. So when you get a chance to join J.P.S.A, take advantage of that. Sawa? Yes. So Dr. Veronica Njambi graduated in 2020 from Jkuat. She works at Thinkwell Global as a health financing program analyst, and she's also a director at Anaya Pharmaceuticals Juja. So let's welcome Dr. Veronica. Let's continue clapping for her.
Good afternoon, everyone. It's nice to be here again after such a long time, despite the fact that I live around. Nice to see everyone. Nice to see you, Dr. Kigundu. So I'll not repeat who I am and what I do, as that has already been said. So welcome first years to Jkuat. It's a good thing that you're doing pharmacy. For many people, it is a dream come true. So many people would like to be where you are, but they are not. So I hope you take it as a privilege. My experience with pharmacy was good. It was an eye opener for me in the health field. It helped me to see, because in pharmacy you study a lot. You study, other than studying pharmacology and pharmchem, you study a lot in regards to business, in regards to pharmacovigilance, in regulatory affairs. So it gives you a wide range of things you can do out here. It also gives you resilience, because pharmacy is not easy. Hizo miaka tano ama the many years, you will have some nights where you will read till late or wake up very early. You'll have some weekends where your friends will invite you for parties and you can't go because you have a cat. But that teaches you resilience. It teaches you that life out here is not easy. Indeed, it is not easy. So it helps you to plan your time, choose your friends, choose how you choose to do things, which will help you so much when you go out here. So I encourage you to start off well. It's good to understand the basics from first year as you start. Ensure to get those basics, because they are the same things that build up when you start learning about drugs and how drugs work. Form a good team of friends who you can do group works, who you can reach out to when life is hard. Take care of your mental health. That is really key. So don't study all the time and you don't have time to learn life. Also take this time to learn life, to interact. If you want to do activities, to do games, to join J.P.S.A, to be part of pharmacy activities, that is really important, because pia ukimaliza pharmacy utakuja on the other side of the world of hustle, na ukikosa hiyo time, usipo have fun sahi, uta have fun hiyo time, so utakuwa you will be chasing the bag. So I encourage you to start off well, use your lecturers as much as you can. It's okay to go and ask. If you don't understand something, it's okay to go after a lecturer and say, I didn't get this and this, so that they help you. These days, it's very easy to study because a lot of information is there in the internet. Ask for past papers from the guys who are in for year, third year. Do a lot of revision, prepare well, and just start off right. Because even your transcripts will be important. You don't know what you will become after pharmacy. So just take all your units seriously and find mentors, anyone who can guide you. Whatever you think you want to do, find mentors, and all will be well. Trust in God or in the higher power that you believe in. And however hard it will be, you will graduate. One day you will be a doctor, and life out here is fulfilling. There is a lot of good things in life. It's not as hard. As much as some of your friends who have come to Jkuat to do 3-year courses will graduate before you, ukishatoka huku nje, life will be so fulfilling and you will feel like it was worth the wait. So I encourage you all that this is a good start and you will become great, great people, and we will be here to support you along this journey. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Veronica. That was very precise. So the next speaker is Dr. Kevin Gitari. Dr. Kevin Gitari also graduated in 2020, and he now works at Pharmacovigilance Competence Center, and is also a projects lead at YPG. YPG is Young Pharmacists Group. So let's put our hands together as we welcome Dr. Kevin.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon, Dr. Kigundu. My name is Kevin Gitari, as you've heard. Okay, yes, I'm a project lead for YPG, which is a Young Pharmacist Group. Under PSK, we have so many groups. So right now you're under J.P.S.A. Once you graduate, join YPG. once you're over that 5 years, the age of Dr. Kigundu, you join our parent group, which is PSK. So I'm also part of this team, as you can see. Actually, we have a match tomorrow, so you can come, interact with other pharmacists. It will be at KCB. What else? So I was to talk about 3 things. Okay, thank you. So I'll retaliate a point that Dr. Michael spoke about, which is networking. For me, I'm an introvert as much as I don't look like one right now. I don't speak. Me, I was a shy guy. I used to sit in a corner. Class ikiisha, mi naenda tu kucheza FIFA. That's all I knew. So life forced me to be like this, to be the guy you are seeing right in front of you. And the reason why I'm like this is after school, I realized there is so much that we are not taught in school. You have to learn on the ground. One is interacting and networking, building a social capital. These days, let me steal your secret right now before malize. I know your first years. Lakini mkuwa mnakumbuka mkimaliza. Jobs are not advertised. Before they advertise a job, they have already headhunted that job. So, for you to be referred, you have to build a relationship with someone. For example, you know Michael here. You know, we have a Michael, there's Hezron, there's Amos, you see them. There's Dr. Kigundu here, there's me. You can talk to me. And not just slide into my DM and saying hi. I was inspired. I'll snob you. No offense. You have to introduce yourself. Just be courteous, say what you want, be precise, and start building a relationship with them. With that, what you'll realize is there are a lot of opportunities out here. And even if they don't have the opportunity at the moment, an opportunity might come. And since you're in their mind, you keep engaging with them, they'll think about you and they'll always remember you when an opportunity comes. That's how you'll get a job. That's how you find people like Michael, not in the conventional roles that you'll be taught in school, which you'll learn. Ukienda hapo mbele. The other thing is, yes, networking, leadership. The reason why Michael is insisting on you to be part of J.P.S.A, K.F.S.A, like me, YPG, when you graduate, PSK, you realize when you're applying for these scholarships, yes, unaweza kuwa ulipata A, but they don't look for that A. Mtu mwingine anaweza kupata transcript yake kona B na C, but he had something extra. So they are looking for that extra. So please engage in these activities. Kuja J.P.S.A, enda wakipanga football tournament. I used to tell Amos, mtamuona. The first time we interacted with him, we almost fought. And it was during a football match. Now we are best friends. So yeah, interact with these people. Go for these activities. And be open to leadership. Me, I have said, I was a very shy guy. But right now, whatever room you place me, najua kitu nitaenda kuuza sera zangu hata mimi Karuto. So yes, leadership is very important. And finally, mentorship. You need someone to hold your hand. We were chatting with Dr. Veronica. She was my classmate. Hey, tulifika dhadia. Ilibidi tuite crisis meeting. Tuanze discussion groups usiku. Because yeah, it was not easy. But you'll hack it. My mantra is usually, yes, if someone has done it, why not you? So just keep doing you. Keep your focus. Keep focusing. Listen to your teachers. And enjoy school. Make it fun. Find your way to make it fun. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Kevin. So that's the last alumnus that has spoken. Okay. We also have Dr. Amos Manyange, who was here, but he will speak on behalf of PSK, and Dr. Hezron Munyakin. At this point, I'd like to welcome back our MC to continue the program.
Thank you, Diana. So I hope you have learned a lot from our speakers. Don't get here empty. At least talk on some content sour. So our next, I want to welcome some of our sponsors. KMA. KMA stands for Kenya Medical Association. They will come speak to us, and they also have a presentation. So let's welcome them with a round of applause.
Thank you. Our dear guests for today, first years, our guests, the dean, the doctors around, all protocols. Good afternoon. Good afternoon once more. My name is Kaiga Sheldon. I work for J.P.S.A as a marketing officer. I haven't worked alone. I have my colleague here who will also introduce himself.
Good afternoon, guys. My name is Simba Victor Aburu. I'm at the finance department. Basically, I'm the money guy. So I'm just here to wish you all the best as you start this journey.
Okay, great. First of all, congratulations for having made it. You can clap for yourself. You know, topping in all the schools and being selected to come to do medicine, it's no joke. Congratulations once more. So basically, this is J.P.S.A. I don't know, has anyone of you heard about SACCO? By show of hand? No, I don't want a doctor, I want a first year. Anyone? Just raise your hand. Anyone who has heard about the SACCO? Okay. We'll have a small discussion about it. So basically, we have one-stop financial partner for doctors, dentists, pharmacists, whereby you can access affordable credit. So this is our journey. In 1998, the SACCO was registered. We are located in Upper Hill, on the way to Kenyatta Hospital. We have Keme Center, so we are at 4th floor. In 2001, we published our first audited accounts. In 2011, we bought the space, the one I mentioned. In 2012, now this marked a key, it was a key date for us, whereby pharmacists were introduced to join the SACCO. And in 2021, we were regulated by SASRA. So as you can see from our banner here, there's a name regulated. So it means the SACCO is, your funds are secure. Basically, it's regulated by the body, which is SASRA. So that is our membership. Currently, we're at 7,300 members. That is at last year. Currently, we're at 7,800. So we have the doctors, pharmacists, dentists. So you can see yourself, you fall under the first cadre. The second one, doctors can introduce their spouse, children, and also the employees. And then you also have a corporate. So if you're having a facility, let's say a pharmacist, you can still introduce your staff to join the SACCO. And then here we have the rankings. Now, according to SASRA, J.P.S.A is number 3, as you can see. The first one you have Masibu, Njiwa, and then you have us. So you can imagine in all the nation, we are third placed. And our membership, as I mentioned, we are only doctors. The other ones, they are below. Parliamentarians, the Law Society, we have Banki Kuu, Equity, all the rest, they're below J.P.S.A. So here is the asset growth. So basically, we've been increasing in terms of assets over the years. In 2019, you're at 4 billion. 2020, you're at 4.6. 2021 we were at 5.2, and then last year we were at 6.2 billion. So you can see the curve. It has been increasing every year. And then we have this is the loan book. Last year we gave 3.9 since the circle was formed. So over the years, as you can see, from 2.6, from 3 billion, from 3.3, all the way up to 3.9 billion. And then now this is the curve on the growth. The first curve is on dividends. I don't know if you know dividends. Hizo chama umesikia huko nyumbani watu wana save, alafu at the end of the year they earn something, a return on the investment. So those are the dividends. And then the interest, which are given based on the deposits. And then here we have our loan products. We have the development loan, which we give you up to 3 times. We have a desk there. We'll be registering for those who want to join. We'll share more information with you. So development loan, you can borrow up to 3 times. Flexi, you can borrow up to 4 times your savings. We have an emergency loan. This one you borrow up to 2 times. And then we also have an asset finance. Let's say you want to buy maybe an equipment like you have here. We can help you finance it. We also have the equity release loan. Let's say you have a land and you want to finance it. You can get a loan on it. Yeah, we have a home loan. You don't need to stay in a rental place. We'll give you a home loan, which is 5 times your contribution. And then the dividend advance, yeah, also part of the products. So here we have the intern loan. As you can see, you've been seeing the interns on street, right? Yeah, there was an uproar on them being posted. So this money has come in handy. Initially it was 100,000, but we had to revise it down to 50K because of the situation that is there. They're being paid 70,000, yet the other year they were being paid 208,000. So when you're coming for the internship loan, we only need a copy of the posting letter, arrival letter, and then a guarantor. I'm sure Dr. Gitari is here and Dr. Hezron, you won't have struggles when you're coming for a guarantor. So upon signing, you qualify for this amount, which is capped at 50K. So these are some of the investment opportunities. We have Ngong, Kitengela, Kangundo. Now we are doing Olerai in Ngong. And then we also have investment opportunities. I'm not sure. Have you heard about money market? You've heard about money market? So we have one with Gen Africa and also one with Sanlam. Yeah, so you can save as little as 2,000. And then the good thing with it earns a return on your investment. So these are just some of the insurance products. As you can see, before you operate as a pharmacist, you need to have an indemnity cover. So we can give you to the next slide. We can give you for as little as 5,900, and then you have the PI. So, the next one, it's okay. So this is for medics, but for pharmacists, we have for as little as 5,900. You have your PI, and you can operate comfortably. And then you can go into the next. So basically, this is a nutshell on the benefits you enjoy as a SACCO member. You can invest, and then there's that culture of saving. Even as you're in first year, that 500, that 1,000, you can save with us, and you earn interest on it. We have insurance on our deposits. Upon demise, you'll be given the beneficiary will be given 2 times your contributions. The loans will be paid off. We also have a return on interest and dividends, as I mentioned earlier on. And then we also have attractive insurance packages. The one I've mentioned on PI, on medical, travel insurance, so on and so on. So basically, this is how to join. You need to log into our website, and then you attach the following: a copy of your ID, KRA PIN, a passport photo, an indemnity form, and then a letter from the dean. You're good to go. Membership is 3,000, and you can pay via J.P.S.A. To the last one. So these are account details. We have ABSA, Equity, KCB, COP, and Bank of Africa, together with J.P.S.A. Yeah, so those are contacts right there. I don't know if you have any questions. So I'd like to encourage you I'd like to congratulate you once more for joining such a prestigious institution. And also I'd like to recognize the impact of the White Coat ceremony, which was raised by Dr. Nyariki. Have you heard of Dr. Nyariki? Yeah, he's an alumni. He's the one who came up with this idea of the White Coat ceremonies in Kenya. And he's one of our members. So I'd like to encourage you to join the circle and also make an impact. Yeah, you can start something that can really ignite and be a big thing. So maybe I can ask a question. Can I? I have a present here, a gift. Are you ready? So I talked about the internship loan, right? How much was it? No, I'm choosing the first years. The doctors are well versed. Okay.
50,000 Kenya shillings.
You can clap for her. And then what are the requirements for the internship loan? No, Dr. Gitari, no. Who else? Okay.
You need your ID, the KRA PIN, 2 passports, a recommendation letter from the dean or your admission letter. Yeah.
Clap for her. Come in front. So I feel she has been comprehensive, right? So we'll give her. Just come. Maybe she can tell us her name and maybe what she aspires or what she aspires to get from joining this prestigious institution.
My name is Serena Mongina. I'm very grateful to be in this school, and I hope that whatever I'll be able to pick from Jkuat will enable me to be a great help to the society out there.
Okay. Well, so yeah, that is great. Congratulations. We also like to wish you well together with the rest. So we look forward to see you joining the circle and start saving. So I think I'll gift her. My friend will gift her. There's a water bottle. I hope she likes it. Okay. Yes, Doctor. Maybe I just wanted to add something on. It's important that they were here, and I know some of you are saying, "Okay, I'm still a student. What is it about a circle?" But one thing I want to tell you is, yes, it's very important that you get to know about these things. We are never taught financing in school. Yes, you'll be taught something around business, but personal financial management is something we are never taught in school. It's something you learn along the way. And so knowing about things like circles earlier on might be very helpful to some of us who've tried businesses post-school. We made some mistakes that if we knew certain things, we couldn't have. So, and also something like, and I see you can now join as a student, that extra 2,000, that extra 1,000 that you have, you might put it here so that kikifika pale after final year and the government is playing certain games like it is playing right now, at least you are cautioned. Okay, so instead of that extra 1,000 that you have, instead of kuipeleka pale container, you can take it to Sacco. Okay, so thank you so much, Dr. Mike, for the emphasis. So as he had mentioned, you can join as a student. We only need a copy of your ID, KRA PIN, passport photo, a letter from the dean. Your dean is very supportive. He'll write a letter for you. And this white coat, we've worked with all the medical schools in Kenya, all the pharmacists, all the dentists. We usually brand them with white coats. You'll see it as will be given during the robbing session.
So we try to create that emphasis. As you enter first year, at least you know you can save, you can get a return on your investment. Upon internship, you can apply up to even 100,000. The amount was 100,000. Don't worry about the 50K. We are waiting for the court to settle the issues, and then it will be back at 100,000. So, and also the good thing, the SACCO is regulated, so you don't have to have worries that your money is not safe. Yeah, so we'll walk with you through the journey. I know we have the stethoscope ceremony. We also have the finalist dinner, which our team usually support. So it's glad to be here, and we hope you are going to gain some insights from our presence, as we also hope to work with you throughout your journey. Thank you so much. I want to wish you all the very best. Thank you.
Thank you so much. So next we will have J.P.S.A representatives, Dr. Hezron. Yeah, Dr. Hezron.
Right, thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. My esteemed, my esteemed senior, my esteemed, or actually it's respected senior, yes. And then my esteemed colleagues and students, good afternoon. So I just need you to understand why we always say that when you're in a society, you have to put respect to those who came in front of you. So that's why Dr. Kigundu, even Dr. Michael, like, nasema umefika. We refer to them as our respected seniors. Then the people whom you're at the same level, you call them esteemed colleagues. So, okay, so I think before I start, I want to call Amos to just say something.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Good afternoon. Me, I don't want to say much. Najua mmesikia kenye mmeambiwa. I want us to stand for a minute. That's what I want. Kila mtu asimame. Everyone, tafuta free space. Tafuta free space maluko. Tafuta free space. Stretch kama unahitaji kustretch. Alafu, I want us to be in pairs. Tunaweza kuwa watu wawili wawili. And then, naona mmekunywa maji na soda. Have one bottle in between the two of you. I am watching. Hata mi labda niko na gift. Siko sure. Tuko na gift. Tuko na gift. Tuko na gift. Apparently tuko na gift. 2 bottles in front. 2 bottles. Oh, 1 bottle mbele ya kila mtu. Kwa meza tu. Haya, so I want us to nataka bas exactly. Kuna mtu ako na leakage. Kini msimwangalie. So tunashindana. Mwenye ata grab your bottle ndio ameshi. So ile time utasikia nimesema bottle. Ni bottle moja, najua mko na kama 5, but ile time utasikia nimesema bottle. Shika hiyo bottle. Sawa? Hiyo moja. So there can only be one winner between a pair. Sawa? Tuanze. Any trial. Head. Tunashika kichwa. Hey guys. Shoulder. Knees. Toes. Head. Bottle. Ilikuwa trial. Sindio? Ilikuwa trial. Ama? Ilikuwa trial. Turudie. Tuna test reflex. Sindio? Aya. Kwanza nimesikia hii room iko na Gen Z. So I'll be very careful. Aya, twende head. Toes. head, shoulder, head, toes, knees, head, bottle. Aya, sawa, acha Hezron aendelee.
All right, thank you. All right, let's settle down. I've just seen for many of you, your toes ziko kwa magoti, amfiki chini. Eh? Okay, so I think I'll just be briefly speaking about Pharmaceutical Society of Kenya. And I know Dr. Amos didn't introduce what he does at the Pharmaceutical Society of Kenya. He's in charge of membership. So for anyone who'd ever wish to join as a member of PSK, Dr. Amos is the one who can help you get in. And as for me, I serve as the communications lead for the Pharmaceutical Society of Kenya. And I'll start with what is the Pharmaceutical Society of Kenya. So it's the umbrella body of all the pharmacists who are registered in Kenya. So currently in Kenya, we only have, should be like 5,200 pharmacists who are registered. So you can imagine out of a population of, I think the last census was it 54 million or something? Yes, there are only 5,200 pharmacists. So you can do the math. So by the time you guys are done, probably it might be around 8,000, around there, that number. So we represent all the pharmacists in the country, and our mandate mainly is things to do with the welfare of the pharmacists in terms of training, their growth. We have a couple of events that we usually do on an annual basis. Those are the conferences. We have webinars. Even once you're done with school, you're required to continuously learn. And that way, you're able to get some points which allow you to renew your license every year. I hope that's clear, but I know it's going to be much clearer once you're already registered as a pharmacist. And then in terms of policy, anything that relates to how you're practicing as a pharmacist in the country. Right now, we have a couple of policies that are being tabled in Parliament. We have the Pharmacy Practice Bill. We have the Kenya Drug Authority Bill. All those policies are being championed by Pharmaceutical Society of Kenya among other stakeholders. So it's important to know all these things as you go, because it's going to determine how you're going to practice pharmacy out here. So maybe just where we are located as well, it's along Jabavu Road, and that's in Hurlingham. And we have our social media pages. For those who are on Instagram, I'm assuming all of you are on Instagram, right? Just look for @PS of Kenya, and you should be able to find us. That way, you should be able to see the activities that we have on a daily basis, or a weekly or a monthly basis, and at least you can see where you can plug in. I know my colleagues have talked a lot about networking, social capital, participating in these events. That has been mentioned a lot by Dr. Michael, Obi, Dr. Kevin, even Dr. Veronica there. She's also talked about networking. I think for most of the people who are here today, especially for the alumni, they all got into where they are courtesy of being part of the association. And I'm also one of them. Personally, I joined Pharmaceutical Society of Kenya when I was in second year, around there, late second year. And that time we were just volunteering. Like you heard, I was just walking around the camera. At the same time, I was learning some skills. I learned how to do graphic design. At some time, I would do programming and all that. And there came a time when one of the alumni is here called Dr. Mbao Gitau. I think it was an elections time for the current president of PSK. So at that time, he took pharmacy students from all unis, and it was just a mentorship session that was in Lukenya, which is in Kajiado. I think it's in Kajiado, yeah. And then that time, he just brought in some pharmacists who would talk to us about the areas they're practicing and all that. And then after that, I remember he had organized an event. Previously, we had not even interacted before. That was the first time we got to interact with Dr. Mbao. And during that event, I think the school had closed or something. So we were all, guys were sent home, and he had organized an event. The turnout was low. But at that time, I was the one who had the camera. So he just asked me to support him with the photography at that time. Of course, he didn't pay me because he had not gained anything. But later on, from the interaction he had with the PSK president, there was an upcoming conference. And the president was very keen on looking for opportunities where young pharmacists can plug in. And the first opportunity came where it was a conference, and at that time, it was happening in Mombasa. So that was in 2018. And that time, I think I had to look for a camera, and my colleague here, Obi, as well. We had to get a camera. We're the ones who went to Mombasa together. We did the shooting of all the events. We had to build ourselves. At that time, PSK did not have a department of communications. It was barely existing. So 2018, 2019, 2020 is when the communication department was now created. And at the time, Mbao took over as the head of communications. Then I took the position of communications associate. And then after a while, that's when the value of communications and just visibility was seen, and it was taken seriously. So fast tracking, later on, Mbao left, and then I took over as the communications lead for PSK. And throughout the journey, I participated, of course, in being part of J.P.S.A. I was the second media and publications person for J.P.S.A. But through that is when we're able to also network. I remember one of the key things that I think I noticed all along my journey is I've always made sure that I hang out with the people who are ahead of me. So I remember when I was in first year, I would hang a lot with people like Dr. Mike. Whatever they are doing, I will always just make sure I hang around with them and see what they are doing. And like he said, the way he got his first job, it was through volunteering in a PSK activity. Same to me, I think all the opportunities that followed later, at some point I did some work at the Pharmacy and Poisons Board, a short contract, which was in partnership with the WHO. And during that period, it was just from a conversation with a pharmacist during a conference, letting him know that I'm done with school and I'm available for anything. Then a week later, he just calls me and tells me there's an opportunity here. Are you able to report tomorrow? And that's how I got in. Later on, just because of planning for conferences, I also got contacted, asked, and I was asked if I was doing anything at that time. That was 2023. So there was a global company. It's called Global Self-Care Federation, which does. So you see, for all the medicine, there's a prescription medicine and there's OTC, what you can buy over the counter, and there's some you can't buy over the counter. So those are classified as. So we have prescription and OTC. So for OTC drugs, they also have their body or an organization that represents the companies that manufacture OTC drugs. Things like Panadol, things like Gaviscon, all those companies have a body that represents them. So someone senior in the profession just contacted me and asked me what I was currently doing. Of course, I said I was still at PSK and doing some consultancy work. And then I expressed my interest in that opportunity which was on a communications and policy coordinator. And interestingly, just because of the fact that we've worked on a volunteering basis, that pharmacist introduced me to the people who are hiring. Then I got into an interview, and it was a 3-series interview, and eventually I got the job just because of a recommendation. And considering that job, the location of the office of that place is in Switzerland. So you can imagine, it's not easy to trust someone, especially if they are completely new. sometimes you have to work with someone so that you know their work ethic. If it's someone you can depend on, reliable, and all that. So that's why you need to take advantage of if you can get a mentor, if you can get volunteering opportunities, take advantage of them as early as you can. Even while you're still in school, don't just focus on books alone. Trust me, once you're done with uni, that's when you'll realize whatever extra thing that you're doing is going to really matter a lot. So make sure, be part of J.P.S.A, be part of J.P.S.A. There's also the Young Pharmacist Group. I don't know who's the chairperson for J.P.S.A right now. Okay, so make sure you get in contact with him. If there's a group or anything, if there are activities, please make sure that you get involved. Nowadays, like Kevin said, sometimes you might not get these opportunities being advertised. Or maybe they might be advertised, but then they already know someone who's going to take up that job. Or, in fact, the funny thing now, the thing that we see nowadays is you just see on LinkedIn. Do you all have LinkedIn accounts? How many have? So LinkedIn is like the professional Instagram. So whatever you do, if you attend an event, if you attend a conference, whatever you are learning out here, make sure you always just update on your personal LinkedIn profile, because people are always looking out. When you hear people are being poached, it's very real. So I wanted to give an example. I don't know why it has disappeared. Oh yeah, so nowadays you just see on someone's LinkedIn account, I'm happy to announce that I've been selected or I've joined this company. And then you start wondering, where was this job advertised? Because it's very hard to see sometimes these jobs being advertised, but these jobs are there. So you just have to know the right people, create your networks amongst yourselves. Someone is going, by the time you are done with uni, someone will be working in this company, another person in this company. Trust me, you're going to need each other once you're done with school. That's for a fact. So make sure you create that network while you're here. Even once you're done, even with your colleagues who are in other departments and all that, those who are doing IT, some of you might see some gaps that are existing. You decide to collaborate with someone in IT, create a solution. I was part of a lot of tech competitions back in uni. Take advantage of them. So I think that's what I have to say. Anything else? Yeah, and then most importantly, find a balance of everything that you're doing. Don't, of course, don't stay in the books heavily. Also, just be on this other side as well. Mental health is very important. So that's why taking part in activities will help. I think that's all I have on my end. I don't know if I give the MC do you have any questions? Because I've not seen anyone giving room for questions. Any questions? All right, Sawa. I think probably we might meet in the next, who came for inter-university games in KU? I'm just seeing the guys who are. So PSK organizes Inter-University Challenge. Every year, World Pharmacist Day is celebrated on 25th of September. So that's an area where you can plug in through J.P.S.A. Your dean was also there. And I'm happy that he's really supporting such initiatives because it has a lot of value. You might not see now, but in the end, it's going to be of much benefit. So I think I'll see you maybe in the next event of World Pharmacist Day. Thank you so much.
Makofi. So, but guys, I hope nikiguzia main points, I think you're hearing the main points ni networking, knowing people, and having fun. Plus reading, don't forget that. Yeah, so as we near to what brought us here, as a family that is with a PH, we also have a head, and our head is Dean. So I would like Dr. to come and talk to his children, tell them a few things, you know. Yeah, come and talk to them, Daktari. Pigeni makofi.
Hello. Our sponsors, Kamasako, PSK, YPG, alumni, sorry, fellow students. How are you? And not forget J.P.S.A, of course. Okay. Thank you very much. I'll take this opportunity to J.P.S.A, first of all, for organizing this event. I think this is second year in a row. I know it is not easy to organize such an event, and we are grateful for that. I would also like to bring apologies to our lecturers who are not around. There were some few issues that were being sorted in the school, so they were not available. To J.P.S.A and maybe to the first years, the presenters who have talked about me teaching some unique unit called pharmaceutical chemistry. So, and you will come to learn about it maybe in the years to come. But one of the key things about that unit is analysis. Yeah? So, J.P.S.A, I have analyzed the people in front of me here, and I have found out all of them have a name starting with M. Because there is Mercy, there is Michael, there is Michael. I don't know whether he calls him Shalom, Mike. Either way, there's an M in between. Eh? Yes, I don't know how you chose that, but it is quite unique. Eh? And to Kevin, thank you for making me young. I feel that youngness. His paternal grandfather and my paternal grandmother happen to be brothers and sisters. So he's my cousin. Eh? He's a younger cousin of mine. Eh? Yes. A lot has been said. Quite a lot has been said. I might not want to repeat what has been said. I'll probably mention the issues regarding networking. There is also the issue regarding exploring your other talents. Eh? For the longest time since Obiero was here in this university of ours, I didn't call him, I used to call him the photographer, because for every other event, he was the one who was involved in doing the photography of the various events. Eh? So at this juncture, you can still explore other talents that you have, even as our other colleagues say that you need to balance academics and those other talents. Eh? I would also mention Shalom's class. Eh? There's a lady who turned out to be a good cake baker. Yeah, so there are so many talents that you can explore while you are studying here in the School of Pharmacy. I know it came with a bit of a break. I'm sure you know there was some industrial action happening. Some of you were worried as to when you will resume classes, but I'm sure now you have resumed classes officially. You are even lucky. Your break was, is it 2 weeks? 2 weeks or 3 weeks? If Shalom can tell you when they joined, that was the last time there was such an industrial strike. Their semester was supposed to end in December. I think it ended up ending in February or March. Eh? So instead of them staying here for 5 years, they ended up staying 7 years. That is, of course, in addition to the COVID which came about. So I'll take this opportunity again to welcome you. And as the members have already said, please be keen in creating group discussions, be keen in creating networkings, be keen in ensuring that whatever that you study, you are able to revise it well. And of course, beyond that, we have always emphasized that you should be your brother's keeper, you should be your sister's keeper, because I know Michael here has mentioned the container. Now they are not talking about the container, they are talking about burudani. There's another one called burudani, which is now even worse than the container, because there are so many bad things that are happening there. I'm sure some of those things were mentioned during the orientation. So be your brother's keeper, be your sister's keeper, in case you feel someone has gone astray. Us in the management, we might not be able to identify those individuals, but yes, since they are your classmates, you would be able to identify them quicker than us, so that we can assist them where possible. I don't think I have more words to say. It's only to thank all organizers of this event, and we hope to continue with such events in the near future. Thank you.
Yeah, let's give him a better round of applause. So a correction, we are neither going to, it's neither burudani or containers, it's kwajose. Let them know. Yeah, so before I hand over the session to our school representative, maybe I'll also share a snippet of my life in pharmacy school. I had the passion ya kufanya pharmacy while I was in Form 2. Yeah, I remember one of the old boys of our school. I studied in Kagumo High School. I hope kuna mtu ametoka hapo. Anyone? Oops, no hakuna. Kagumo. Oops, hakuna sawa. So one of the old boys alikuja and they said, I'm an intern pharmacist at Kiambu. They're working that time at Kiambu. And he mentioned the salary and I was like, wow, this is it. So I always knew I wanted to do something with medicine, but it's not medicine. I just never knew that niche that I was to fill. So wakati alitaja salary, then I saw, I'm good in chemistry, I'm good in biology. This is my path. So since Form 2 that ungeniuliza nataka kufanya nini? B.Pharm, Bachelor of Pharmacy. I want to become a pharmacist. Yeah, so did exam, nikapita, was called. And I remember the class that has previously finished, I had a friend and a neighbor and a mentor. She's called Chelsea. I told her I want to do pharmacy in Jkuat. I've been called to do pharmacy in Jkuat, and she was like, oh, congratulations. But just know here, things are not easy. And I was like, what do you mean things are not easy? I did chemistry and I got an A. And she was like, hey, the chemistry in high school, si hiyo yenye unafikiria. And I was like, wesi ngoja nitakuonyesha, nitakuwa napata A. And I promised, I told her, you know what, I'll be showing you my transcript every year and you'll just be seeing all the chemistries is an A. Yeah, fast forward, but my dean's class, exams inakuja, unatoka exam unajiuliza, wow, am I made for this thing? But You know, with me remembering that passion I had in Form 2, that's actually what keeps me going, because I used to tell myself I'll enter into the farm space, and I will make sure that I'll contribute to the well-being of the society. And that's actually what I came to realize. As pharmacists, that's what we do. Our goals are on the patient. We have to make the patient feel better, and when the patient feels better, we are typically improving the world. We're making the world a better place. So bado nang'ang'ana, safari ni ndefu, but yeah. So my name is Edwin Mureithi Gadhima, 4.2 pharmacy student, and I've been your MC. So let me hand over the next portion, the next segment of this ceremony to Lennox, our school representative. Lennox, welcome.
Hello, good afternoon. I I'm not sir, but it's fine. I am Masika Lennox, School Representative, School of Pharmacy. I am in the pillar Say Your Size, and I invite one of our guests to present to you your lab coat as you officially join into the profession. As they come, I'll start with if you hear your name, you come forward. The first person shall be Brandon Kariuki, then Stefan William, Samuel Nyaga, Oseko Joshua, then we have John Munene and Mwiti Jackson. If you've heard your name, please come forward. Then I will welcome Dr. Amos to present the white coats to these students. Dr. Amos.
Naomba ruhusa kwa MC hapa, ndio tuende haraka. Kuna mtu ameniambia kuna mkutano nakimbia. Naomba guests wote tukuje hapa mbele. Tukuje hapa mbele tafadhali, alumni, dean. Kujeni cause I feel tutaenda pole kidogo. So you will be, songeni mbele tafadhali. So each guest will be behind a student. So kila mtu na partner wake. Wametosha ama tuongeze mtu mwingine? Wametosha? Kila mtu ako na partner?
The next students will be Msau Sara, Winfred Mudeu, Vincent Ouno, Salimu Felix. Then we have Sakwa Musa, Terry Nyakio, Okech Bridget, Kamau Ann, and Alan Grace. ngoja tu hapa kando, ukimaliza then nitaingia. Kama uko na kofia tafadhali toa for students. Yeah. Thank you. Then before you leave you confirm your size. Kama umepewa kubwa utabadilisha na mwenzako, ama kama ni ndogo pia utabadilisha. There is a size for everyone. Sawa sawa. Yeah, confirm size before uende. Oh, we can start. Make sure umepigwa picha.
Na wakikuvalisha lab coat waulize nini walifanya ndo wakamaliza farm school, na kama ni watu wa KMA waambie wakupe loan. Lakini msichukulie wisdom ya kila mtu. 1 minute tu, 1 minute imetosha. Advice ya 1 minute. Ayo imetosha guys, imetosha. Bless them and allow them to go. But wale watu wako hiyo upande ingine msiende. We have more students here waiting for you. Aya, ita the next batch of students. And also make sure you guys leave your numbers just in case somebody wants to reach out to you. They can be able to reach out to you. So leave out your numbers with J.P.S.A. Alumni tafadhali. Sawa, aya. Sawa, aya.
Then this next group kindly be ready. We have Ochieng Von. No, Ochieng Achieng. Then we have Kipsang Emmanuel, Abigail Jemtai, Brian Kipchichi, Nyambati Adrian, then Yusuf Elmi, John Lekarie, Peter Njoroge, Wanzala Nabwire, Kaka Hilda. Then we have Kaiser, Bramwell, and Billy Otieno. We can have Marvelous Rhoda, Joshua Okeri, and Biko Carol.
Excuse, please remain with your lab coat on. For everyone, remain with your lab coat on and button it up. And put your name tag on for the ready for the next session.
The next group, kindly be ready. We have Hilary Omar, Edgar Ogonyo, Brian Cheriot. Then we have Ndiangui Dennis, followed by Adam Kipngeno, Oguda Panchik, Cheryl Beverly. We have Mbugua Mdhoni, Stacy Chebet, Wambua Purity, and Farhan Mohammed. Damaris Gachi can join them. Followed by Janet Kariuki. Then we have Tonya Wairimu. Winfred Nida can join them. Winfred. Brian Kinoti. This next group can be ready. We have Solomon Waweru, Timothy Wambugu, Kelvin Mbugua, Charles Michael, Hamza Adan, Stephen Kwemoi, and Ohan Ferdinand.
How? Next group wenye wameitwa mtachukua namba, si ndio? Hiyo story naona imekuwa tamu sana. Acha mchezo. Aya, wale wamevalishwa lab coat.
Zaitun Abdi, Sarah Njeri, Wesley Jack, Lawrence Kamau can join them.
Naona kuna watu wako serious, hawangoji kuitisha namba kwingine, wanaitisha huko mbele. Kuna mtu hapa ana miss mtu student. Pale mwisho. Oh.
Lawrence Kamau can join them.
Hapa mwisho.
And Stacy Achieng.
Moja.
Lawrence and Stacy. Ishmael Mnene.
Kwa watu wenye wamekaa.
Mwangi Joseph. Triza Atieno. Kuja. Kama nimekuita unakuja hapa mbele.
I need a student here. Pa mwisho. Kama ni mwanzo. Wa kwanza kabisa. Sasa ukatoka kwa kijana. Au kwa sawa. Next group.
Then the next group we have Amran Ibrahim, Hamida Abdulatifa, Kiprotich Kiget, and Mwiti Koti. Na pia kama sijakuita na uko hapa unaweza kuja hapo mbele.
Sio wengi.
Yeah, that was the last group.
Hawa wako na bahati, wanaweza valishwa lab coat na more than one person.
The last group was to take all the wisdom. Mike. So button up your lab coats for the next session. For our guests, thank you for that clocking. You may now take your seats. Asante. Button up your lab coats for the next bit of the event. Nakaa poa. Yeah, button up, then tuweke hiyo name tag. Then we can all stand. So thank you. I am Masika Lennox, School Rep, School of Pharmacy, and welcome to J.K.U.A.T. School of Pharmacy. Let me welcome our chairperson, Rolex, for the next bit.
Good afternoon, everyone. For the, should I say, finalists, you look good from here. So we'll move on to the next session, which will be the oath taking session. So for the oath, we created our own internal oath. We didn't give you an opportunity to do that, but the freshers last year actually submitted their own oath, and we have been using that for the School of Pharmacy. So I'd like all of you to rise, and you'll raise your right hand. Then one of you will lead you through the oath taking session. So may we be all upstanding. So you will go with the pace of your class rep. So kila mtu ainue mkono na kizungu iende shule. Thank you.
Let's start. At this time, I pledge to develop a sense of loyalty and duty to pharmacy profession. I accept the responsibility and accountability for membership in the pharmacy profession. I will pursue all academic and professional endeavors with integrity. I will foster professional competency through lifelong learning. I dedicate my life and practice to excellence. I accept the responsibility for providing pharmaceutical care to patients. I commit to abiding by the oath of the pharmacist and the code of ethics for pharmacists as I advance towards full membership of the profession. I voluntarily make this pledge of professionalism. Thank you.
So one last time, we'll do it together. Sawa. You'll read on my count. Ready, go. Freshmen, the first year students, for attending this occasion. And those who are here voluntarily register to the association. But I don't know how voluntary that was, but thank you all for registering to the association. It's a pleasure having you take part in the activities of the profession from the onset. Then secondly, I'll start with the guests, then my executive. So I'd like to thank all the guests who have made it to this occasion. To the finalists, we have Mercy, we have Diana Millennium, we have Lynn, and we have Felix Adem. So these people have been my backbone since I'm a class behind them. They've been helping me in everything that I need. They are my editors in chief at zero costs, of course. I'll pay them in due course when I have money. Right now, I don't. I'd also like to thank a senior finalist who the government has decided won't further his profession. He's called Michael Shalom. You can greet the congregation. He's very bitter with the government, as everyone should. Sorry. Then I'd like to thank all the alumni who made it to this occasion. I'd start with Dr. Obiero. Dr. Obiero does so much photography. The other time we sent our secretary to give him an invitation letter, and our secretary was shocked. He was a doctor. He thought him a photographer. But he does good photography. He actually trains people for photography, like, high-end events. So if you're into photography, is the person to link up with. And he, of course, brought the camera for us to use this day. What do you say? Yeah. So next, we have Dr. Michael Onyango. All I had to do was ask him to come, and he showed up. He has said he's been active in all pharmacy activities. This last weekend, we had the P.S.A. at 60 Family Fun Day, and of course, he showed up. So he has been showing up, and is a testament to that. Then I'd like to thank Dr. Amos. His arrival is the event. He understands that. Yeah, so he always shows up, but he knows when he shows up. Then I'd like to thank Dr. Hezron. I've interacted with him so many times. I am actually inspired by him. He told you he works for a company that has an office in Switzerland. I need to work on my passport first. Then I'd like to thank Dr. Kihugi Veronica. Just so you know, she's my boss currently until close of business today. So if anyone has beef with me and you need to take it up with my boss, you can see her. So thank you once again for making it to this occasion. I'd also like to thank Dr. Gitari for coming to this session. He has so much energy. I doubt whether I can match him, yet I'm younger than him. Anatufanya shanga zile, I always get tired when I see him because I have to do a lot of work. But thank you so much for joining us for this momentous occasion. Then finally, I'd like to thank our Dean for sparing time to join us for this occasion. It usually takes, being a Dean, it requires a lot. We always go to his office to see him for very many things. But he has been supportive for all these activities up to this point, and we thank him for all his support. I have a brief story with the dean. So, on the 25th of June this year, we had a pharmaceutical chemistry class at 7 a.m. Like the class rep I am, and like the responsible person I am, I showed up for the class. It was 7 a.m. We did the class. I always carry a backpack to school. That day I didn't carry a backpack. I had my book in my pocket and a pen. After the class, I gave my friend my book and the pen. I hope you already know where the story is going. You don't go for a battle without food. So me and my friends went and took food. After taking food, I was occupying the parliament. Yes, so we went, occupied the parliament. I had war paints on me. War paint was toothpaste painted on the eyes to, I had a mask on, and I had a very nice placard. I'm ashamed I can't show it to anyone, but it was very nice and very suiting of the occasion. So after the long battle, of course I was beaten and bruised. On coming back to Juja, guess who met me on the road? So there I was in his class in the morning, but in the evening he sees me with a placard and toothpaste on my face and my eyes all red and popped up. So it was a nice experience. I don't know what he said, but he has never talked to me about it. But here I've made it known to you in public. So, concerning the same, sometimes you do things, then you reflect what would have happened. So my most common names are Rolex and Sunday. So that day, of course, we lost some comrades. So imagine if I was abducted, then we have to do a tweet around. Then it's written hashtag free Rolex. What did you think? Or hashtag free Sunday. I think you'd have never found me anyway. Yeah, so in retrospect, I think I should be more careful next time. Yeah, so that's it from me for today. Then finally, I'd like to invite my executive committee that made this occasion possible. So all my executive committee members, would you please come up front so that these people can appreciate the work you have done. So we'll start with the youngest.
Hello guys. Hi. Are you happy? I'm Gisiri Joseph Chacha. I'm in 2.1. Last year we had such an event. It was amazing. I was serving as a representative for the first years in the executive. I'm glad being here and I'm grateful of you guys. Much have been said. Just take what have been said and it will work out. Thank you.
Our esteemed guests and our esteemed ladies and gentlemen, good evening. My name is Timothy Kagevera. I am the treasurer of J.P.S.A. I would like to appreciate all of you for attending this event. It wasn't easy for the planning, but we at least managed, if not all. And we are almost approaching the election period. And guys, I've been the treasurer and I've enjoyed handling money. So when I come for your support, please, I need this position once again. Yes, and I'm in third year, 3.1. We thank God because the pass list wasn't that good, but we managed. And it's just because of FAMChem, as the dean said. So please read. So once again, I'd like to encourage you and be active in the activities which part is the association. Yeah, and work hard. So I'm also partly a software engineer, so if you need consultation, I'm here. Thank you.
As I said, I am Masika Lennox, School Rep, School of Pharmacy. I'll see you around.
Hi, everyone. My name is Shimuli. I'm the Secretary General. I'm so excited to see you here. I'm happy to see all of you here. And I think all the advice that you could need has already been said. So all I can say is just take heed and follow what you have been told. And then representing J.P.S.A, I'll urge you guys to participate in the activities we have. For example, the game night today, msiende home. We have a lot planned for you guys. Thank you.
So, hi everyone. My name is Lifrey Mwenda Mwangi. Unibase. Okay. My name is Lifrey Mwenda Mwangi. I am serving as the Media and Publications Officer of the Pharmacy School. And then, of course, the destination you can say is the graduation. But now, what matters is the people you walk with up through that journey. So form those friends groups, form those discussion. And one thing I like about the pharmacy profession is there is no, which is the word, gatekeeping. Okay, there is a lot of a lot of engagement between the pharmacy student and the pharmacist out there. For example, in September, we had a lot of events and I got to meet a lot of pharmacists, and the way we are conversing, it's not like they are trying to push us away. They are there, they are ready to talk to you, they're ready to advise you, they're ready to tell you what is more important, and it's for you to take that opportunity. So if there is an event for J.P.S.A, attend. For J.P.S.A, so J.P.S.A is the body now above J.P.S.A. So you have J.P.S.A, we have KUPSA, we have MKUPSA. From NKU, we have Kabarak, we have Maseno, Kisii, around 8 schools. So J.P.S.A is now the big body. So if there are events run by J.P.S.A, attend those events. If there are events run by PSK, attend those events. Those are platforms that will shape how you just get to experience pharmacy. Okay, yeah. Because I remember when I was a first year, okay, I'm talking too much anyway. When I was a first year, I was quite naive. I didn't know a lot of things. And I remember the moment that I got that notification that was coming to Jkuat to do pharmacy. First of all, I wasn't happy because first of all, I didn't know what pharmacy was. I just knew I'm going to be a shopkeeper. That's what I was. I knew that right then. And I remember when I received that message, I was traveling back home. So niko kwa bus tu nimekaa tu hapo naanza kufikiria. And even for now being called to Jkuat, so yeah, I was in high school, I was just here down in Mangu. So haikuwa mbali. So umetoka Mangu, umekuja Jkuat. So unafeel hapana. Mangu, Jkuat, alafu nakuja kwa pharmacy. But then with time, nikakuja kudiscover what pharmacy is. There is a lot of opportunities. It's a whole industry. Actually, kuna vitu hazijakuwa explored hadi sahi. There is a lot. Ndio ujue hizi vitu, go to this event. Talk to this pharmacist. Yeah, and at the end, yeah, you'll be someone who can make an impact in the society. Thank you very much.
One round of applause for my executive. So you may have your seats. So finally, I have two groups of people to thank. I'd really like to thank the J.P.S.A for coming to the event and for them sponsoring the event. You are all putting on beautiful lab coats courtesy of them, and they actually sponsored the event. So thank you, J.P.S.A, and of course, we will remember not to forget. Then finally, I'd like to thank the communications team from Jkuat, the corporate communication. Thank you for covering the event. Thank you for photography, and thank you for always being there for us. We appreciate your effort, and we look forward to more engagements together. So finally, I think we'll move on to the photos. I'd ask Dr. Amos to please guide us on what to do next. He knows better than me.
Huyo amenipata off guard. Tunafaa kuteka photo. So acha ni consult senior photographer. Ameenda kuconfirm kama ni hiyo side kuna lighting mzuri ama ni side ingine. Najua lazima jua imeanza kwenda chini, so we must be sun kissed ama aje. Lazima tupate angle ya kustreak. Ya kustreak. Hujui kustreak? So guys, mwisho wa lab coat, the journey has started. I never got a chance to say something, but I'd like to wish you all the best. It's a journey na kila mwanzo iko na mwisho. Si ndio? Usione ati hao ni alumni, ati nyinyi ndo mnaanza. 5 years is not a lot. Zitaisha bila nyinyi kujua. Sawa? So nimeambia we can use this side. So tafadhali, let's get up and go for a photo session. Mlango ni moja. Mlango ni moja. Tunaifungua. Ama mtaki kupigwa picha? Alumni. Alumni. The juniors are waiting for you. Thank you. Twende tupigwe picha. Chia watu magoti. Respected senior. Dr. Vero, the Dean, Dr.